Welcome to the Digital Edge. Get ready, because today we're exploring the incredible story of Lucio Co.
Ah, yes, a name practically synonymous with business success here in the Philippines.
Exactly. The sources really paint this picture of a self-made billionaire, someone who truly built an empire across, well, so many crucial sectors.
It's quite the journey.
Our goal today is really to understand how he navigated the ups and downs, starting from quite humble beginnings to leading these huge ventures.
It's a fascinating story, and definitely not one of overnight success. The sources point out he was born in Fujian, China.
Right, and the family moved here seeking better opportunities.
And as the eldest, he apparently carried a lot of responsibility early on. That drive seems foundational.
It really does. Your sources mention him working his way through college, Far Eastern universities, studying chemical engineering.
And doing jobs like being a janitor in a cigarette factory, no less.
Think about that. From janitor in a factory to eventually building his own massive tobacco company. What did those early jobs give him, do you think?
Well, it wasn't just labor, was it? It was practical, ground-level experience. The sources say he got promoted to tobacco cook.
Learning the product mixes.
Exactly. And then a tobacco leaf dealer. He was absorbing the industry from the inside out.
So that knowledge wasn't just academic, it was hard-won.
Precisely. Which leads us to that big leap.
1966, he starts Fortune Tobacco.
Using everything he'd learned. And it wasn't slow growth either.
No, the sources say it took off. Largest cigarette manufacturer in the Philippines within, 15 years?
Yeah, about that. It really shows an early knack for seeing an opportunity and, more importantly, executing on it. That hands-on experience must have been key.
Okay, so huge success with Fortune Tobacco. He could have stopped there, right? But he didn't.
Not at all. The sources show this pattern of diversification, like in 1977 acquiring General Bank and Trust Co.
Which became Allied Bank, and for a pretty small sum, relatively speaking.
Key 500,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Seems tiny now, but getting into banking gave him financial leverage for future plans.
Makes sense. And then around 82, Asia Brewery.
Right. Taking on the giant San Miguel Corp. That shows some serious ambition. He wasn't afraid of established players.
And they apparently developed products that really clicked with people, not just competing, but innovating.
That seems to be a theme. Finding an angle, a way to connect.
This drive just kept going. Philippine Airlines in 95, becoming chairman and CEO.
And other big names, too. Tandway, P&B, Eaton Properties, even the University of the East. A very broad vision.
And eventually consolidating many of these under LT Group in 2012.
The idea being, according to the sources, to benefit from the Philippines' overall economic growth. And the numbers look good. Significant profit and revenue increases reported back then.
Attributed to years of planning, careful execution, and hard work.
That sounds about right given the trajectory.
But it wasn't all unbroken success. The sources mentioned the Lawson convenience store venture.
Ah, yes. Puregold's venture, starting around 2014.
They put in a fair bit of money, nearly $500 million pesos.
But it didn't quite pan out. Sources point to losses, maybe P160 million in 2017 alone.
So they sold their stake back to Lawson, Japan in 2018.
And that's interesting, right? It shows a willingness to, cut losses. The sources suggest it was dragging down Puregold's overall income.
So a strategic retreat, essentially, knowing when to fold them.
Exactly. Protect the core business. It's a crucial lesson, even for billionaires. Not every bet pays off.
Speaking of Puregold, that story is incredible. Founded in 98.
Right in the middle of the Asian financial crisis. Initially almost as a way to save jobs from another operation.
From one store in Mandaluyong to over 365 stores now, and the first pure retail company on the stock exchange here.
Phenomenal growth. And the key seems to be that focus on everyday low prices.
And that Tindahan ni Ailing Puring program, really targeting the sari-sari stores.
Offering discounts, points, even insurance. Building loyalty with a crucial customer base. Plus, going into smaller markets others ignored.
Very smart. Then acquiring S&R in 2012.
Broadening their reach to different income levels. Yeah. And other supermarkets like Parco, too. They really solidified their retail dominance.
Recognized as the most chosen retailer by Kantar. That says a lot about value and accessibility.
Definitely. And they haven't stood still. The sources mention their digital push, original content online, the mobile app, even TikTok shop. Adapting again.
And still expanding physically, too, especially in provincial areas. The 2024 financials look strong, net income up significantly.
Yeah, continued success. Paying out significant dividends, too, which shareholders always like to see.
Beyond the business, though, there's the philanthropy aspect. The Tanyan Key Foundation, named after his father.
Established way back in '86, focusing on education, health, social welfare, a long-standing commitment.
And Puregold has its own foundation too, right? Scholarships, community support.
It adds that layer of giving back, which the sources highlight as important to his legacy, a responsibility to the community.
So when you look at the whole picture, Lucio Co's journey, it's quite something.
It really is. From those very basic beginnings, working as a janitor,
To building this multi-industry giant. It's a powerful example of vision, hard work, and crucially, adaptability, learning from success and failure.
absolutely. The Fortune Tobacco success, the Puregold dominance, but also knowing when to step back, like with Lawson. It's all part of building something that lasts.
An amazing story with so many layers. Thanks for walking us through it.
My pleasure. It's a compelling narrative.
And thank you all for joining us on The Digital Edge. Hopefully this look into Lucio Co's path gave you something to think about. We'll catch you next time for another exploration.